I am the exact wrong person for this car. I am a massive vintage car enthusiast. The majority of the vehicles in my garage are things that I've either rebuilt or restored, and I've only ever owned 2 cars that were made past the year 2000. And yet, I'm gonna be spending all week in the Tesla Model Y letting it drive me around. We'll see if it can convince me. All right, well, this is my first experience letting the car drive itself with me behind the steering wheel, and I haven't necessarily been looking forward to this week because I'm probably, surprisingly enough, because I'm one of the younger guys at the office, but I might be the least tech savvy of everyone at the office, so this is pretty far from my normal, right? I've got a couple vehicles. Every single vehicle I own is at least 26 years old. That's my newest car, is a 2000 Land Rover. So this is pretty far off of what I'm used to. I mean, the fact that I had to set up my phone and my email account to basically have a key to this car was already not my favorite start to things, because that took about 10 minutes for me to set up an account, confirm it with my email, accept Roman's invitation to have access to the car. The whole time I'm thinking, this doesn't seem much easier than just handing somebody a key. That being said, maybe this week with the Tesla will change my mind a little bit. That's part of the reason that we're doing this, and we're doing this series of videos with different people, because not all of us feel the same about this technology. And I might be the hardest one at the office to win over. But I will admit, so far, the car is doing fine. The technology works pretty well. That's not really the issue I have with it, if anything. And I'm sorry if I seem a little low energy or ornery. I'm trying to be perfectly honest about how I feel. I didn't even hook up my phone. Grok, can you play music on Spotify?
Sorry, I can't play music on Spotify directly. There's no tool for that here. You can use the car's media system to connect and play it yourself.
So what can you do?
I can help with navigation, search the web, check vehicle range or location, look up car manual info, and fetch stuff from X or sites. What do you need?
Well, definitely nothing from X, because I'm not on it.
Got it. No X stuff then. What else? Navigation to somewhere, web search, or vehicle info?
No, I'm going where I need to go. I'd just love to have some music.
I get it. Music makes drives better. Try connecting your phone to the car's Bluetooth, or use the built-in media apps for tunes.
Can I connect my phone while we're moving? It doesn't seem safe.
Yes, you can safely pair or connect your phone via Bluetooth while driving. It's hands-free and the car supports it. Just go to Controls on the touchscreen, tap Bluetooth, and follow the prompts if it's not already paired.
If you say so. This feels slightly illegal, though.
It's designed for safe, hands-free use while driving, and the manual confirms it's okay. No laws against Bluetooth pairing here. Focus on the road, and it'll connect quickly if your phone's Bluetooth is on.
Don't yell at me.
Sorry, wasn't yelling. Just want you safe. Let's get that music going safely.
Cool. What do you think of the band Stained?
Stained, you mean? They're solid post-grunge. Love that raw emotion in tracks like It's Been a While. Great for a drive. What's your favorite song?
Yeah, that It's Been a While is a good one. So Far Away, also pretty good. Yeah, no, they got some bangers.
Totally. So Far Away hits hard too. Their bangers like that just stick with you. Cue them up if you get connected.
Yeah, I will. Okay, yeah, well, having the AI assistant is kind of entertaining. That's makes things a little less boring, I suppose. I don't necessarily dislike that. Who knows? Maybe at the end of this week, I won't be so bothered by this assignment. We'll see. I am going to play some Stain, though, and we don't have the rights to that, so I'm going to cut the camera. We're nearing the end of my first drive, and I've got to say, as time goes on, I'm more and more comfortable with the car driving itself. At least 99% of the time, it really seems to have no problem doing that. I think that's pretty obvious. I do have a couple other questions. Grok, are you able to look at me through this camera next to my rearview mirror inside of this car?
No, I can't access or look through any cameras in the car. I'm just here for voice chat and helping with navigation, info, and stuff like that. Privacy first.
But is Elon Musk able to look at me through this camera?
No, Elon Musk can't look at you through the cabin camera. By default, footage stays on the vehicle and isn't sent to Tesla or anyone unless you enable data sharing for safety events. And even then, it's not linked to you or your car.
Seems a little spooky.
Yeah, I get it. Cameras in cars can feel weird, but you control the data sharing and settings, and it's mainly for safety.
Somehow I doubt that. Yeah, for the most part, the car it's not that bad. It's not that uncomfortable to be in. Even right now, we're on the dirt road heading to the ranch, so we're almost pulled up to where we need to be, and it's partly snow covered. Obviously, there's no lines on this because it's a dirt road, and that's not how dirt roads work. And still, car is keeping its lane, no problem. It's letting traffic pass by on the other side of the road, no problem. So, in general, yeah, it's impressive. This is a no doubt technically impressive feat of self-driving technology. It really works pretty well. So overall, yeah, I'm impressed. I think the car's not so bad. I'm sure we'll have a few little moments here and there of imperfection, but I would trust it most of the time to get me to where I need to be. Actually, I do have one more thing to ask Grok. Grok, do you think you're a better driver than I am?
Ha! I don't drive at all. I'm just the voice guiding you. But I'd bet you're way better, since you don't have to worry about me backseat driving.
All right. It's kind of a cop-out answer, but I appreciate it, I guess. Right now, I'm on my way home from work. While I was up at the ranch earlier, this car updated itself to FSD version 14.2.2.4. So we're on the latest version, which is what we're going to continue to do as this series goes along. And yeah, the more time I spend in this car, it is very competent. It's amazing how far the system has come since 10 years ago, 2016, the first time that I tried out Tesla Autopilot. That was an impressive system for the time, but it had a lot of shortcomings. This is much more effective. But even so, I still get a little bit of the feeling I get in this recurring dream I have, where I'm driving a car and I'm sitting in the back seat and the car's moving and I can't reach the steering wheel and the pedals, which is to say, ultimately, I would just rather be driving myself, personally. It's part of my task here at work to let this car drive itself and not touch the steering wheel, not take over as much as possible. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm going to spend this whole week letting the car drive itself as much as I possibly can. But full transparency, as impressive as this system is and the things this car can do, I would never buy this car. And even if I did buy one of these cars, I still wouldn't use this system that much. Now, right now it's navigating this parking lot and it's doing an okay job. We're going to see if it can do a decent job of finding and pulling into a parking spot. So there's a lot of foot traffic here in front of me. There's a nice disco too. Now that is a car that I would own, and actually that I do own, which is not a good thing. It's not a very good car, but I love it. So It passed up on the handicap spot, so that's pretty smart. We're driving into the sun here, and the front of the car is a little dirty, so I don't know how well the cameras can see, to be perfectly honest. But it's pulling into maybe this spot. Where's it going? No, it's backing in. Okay, all right. I don't want to hover over the pedal. But, yeah, that's spot on. Okay. Yeah. Wow, pretty good. Yeah, okay. So, very impressive. It found a parking spot, did a really good job getting into it. The reason I say if I own this car, I would never use this system is because I like driving. Not because this is a bad system, because like I keep saying, it is really good. Just in general, I would rather drive. Well, starting off the morning great, because I pulled my charger out of the car and the adapter is still in there, but as soon as I pulled the charger out, it tried to close this door on this, which, you know, fair enough. I mean, my bad. I'm sure it would probably prefer if I pull the entire charger out and not the charger off the adapter. I didn't think that was going to be such a huge deal though. Oh my God, thank God. Okay, so it's been about, I don't know, 5 minutes before it let me do that. So, not off to a great start. Now the next challenge is to see if the car can navigate itself through my gate, because this is pretty narrow. I had to pull it back here manually because that's where my charger is. So I'll be pretty impressed if we can get through here. That radon tube I'm gonna have to watch out for, so I'm ready on the brake. But actually, it's doing it. That's not bad. Okay. I'm impressed. And it should have no problem with this turn. Yup. Pretty good. Okay. That was one of the questions that I had, and the car did a good job. It does use its turn signal a lot though when it doesn't really need to. Here's my next question, is to see if the car can do a decent job of finding a parking spot here at the gym. It did well at the grocery store yesterday, but this parking lot's a very different layout. These parking spots are done diagonally. I don't think that's going to confuse the car at this point. Yeah, I found a very empty spot. All right, I'm going to try summon, and I just wrapped up my morning routine, and I'm going to see if I can't get it to move. Okay, so it is moving. So instead of just holding come to me, I'm backing it out of its space, and that is working. But then the question will be, what do I do after that? I mean, I guess I'll get it all the way out of its parking space. Oh God, here comes another car. It's nerve-wracking. Okay. Come to me. Now, this is smart. So it is driving around and going the correct way because these are directional. Okay, yeah, so it's gonna go around to the right. It's not strictly convenient, I guess. It'd be much quicker for me to just walk over there, but I can see a camera view of exactly what it's doing. So hopefully, ever so slowly, it'll make its way over here. I'm also recording this out in public in front of a bunch of people at my gym, so now they all know that I'm a weirdo who talks to cameras. Okay, it's just so weird seeing the thing driving with nobody in it. I suppose it'll come all the way to where I'm standing now. Yeah, not what I would call super convenient. This is a hell of a process. I mean, it's not super cold this morning. It's like round about 30 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in because yeah, that's a test enough for me. We'll call that good. I'll go ahead and take over. So interesting enough, it kind of works. It's just not convenient enough to ever actually want to do. Oh, but I can't drive it myself. Okay, work. Oh God. Like some of this technology works, but at a certain point, it's easier just to do a lot of these things yourself. Like, yeah, the summon works, you can get the car to come to you. This is going a very weird way to get me back on the road. Again, it's just all these little things where I get why we're testing it and showing where this technology is at present, but it's not any easier than doing a lot of these things yourself. Once you're out on the road, outside of a parking lot, outside of your neighborhood, and you're doing the other 95% of your drive, then it's great because the car can do all of that really efficiently on main roads. I'm impressed that it can navigate a parking lot. I would just never really choose to let it navigate a parking lot instead of doing that myself. It's doing a good job overall. At one point when I was driving, the car actually stopped because traffic was backing up at an intersection. So rather than pulling into the intersection and creating gridlock, the car gave some room. Another vehicle was able to turn left in front of me, and then once it started to clear up, it proceeded through the intersection. So that was pretty good. But then other times, and this was 5 minutes later, the car randomly decided to merge into a right turn lane that was very clearly a right turn lane, and then went into a lane through the intersection that was merging back over, and it was kind of weird. So there's the occasional little glitch here and there, but generally, man, it's programmed surprisingly well. I am amazed that this technology works well enough to be as effective as it is in so many different road conditions, situations, parking lots. There's definitely times where it's a little too timid, and then there's some times when it pulls out when it shouldn't. An example of right now, like it passed the first entrance into my neighborhood and is going in a second for some reason, which is kind of unnecessary. So yeah, it does little things here and there that aren't totally correct, but most of the time it's really pretty good. So I'm back home at the end of another day of work. It's the end of day 2, Tuesday. Car is plugged in. I pulled it manually here into the backyard because it just wants to street park. And even though it's only day 2, we've got a lot of the week left. The novelty of the car driving itself is starting to wear off, and you know how sometimes people have a long day of working at the computer and they say they need to go outside and touch grass. I need something else. I'm missing something crucial in my life. I need to go around and just a little bit of something like that. I miss actually being the one behind the wheel, the one operating stuff. I just prefer to be driving. As cool as it is that car can do all these things, it's objectively very impressive. In food terms, this would be like a meal of boiled chicken and steamed broccoli versus stuff like this. That's like, a buttery steak or a shot of tequila. Not something that is necessarily practical for every single day of your life, but it does bring you some flavor and some interest, and I am lacking that already in a big way and feeling it. So I think by the end of this week, I'm gonna be very, very ready to get back in my own stuff. It's day 3, and this morning was uneventful. Really, everything worked perfectly, worked seamlessly. And I'm getting ready to head home here at the end of day 3. I put my seatbelt on. Doors are all closed, to the best of my knowledge. I have my route for the rest of the day put into this navigation, and it not only won't drive, but it won't tell me why it won't drive. So that's kind of a problem because it's explicitly my task to not drive this car myself. So until I figure out why it's not self-driving, which very well may be something that I'm doing, but I don't know what that would be, until I figure that out, I can't really go home. I wish it would prompt you and tell you what's the problem. So again, I mean, this technology is really impressive when it works, but whenever it has issues, it can be a little frustrating. Again, I'm not sure if it's something that I'm doing. I wish the car would prompt me as to why it can't self-drive, if the cameras are not clear or it thinks that there's a door open. I don't know. I am at a loss. So right now, Roman is looking into if our premium subscription, premium upgrade, what is it called? If that's expired or something that comes with the car for theoretically a month. We haven't had the car that long, but maybe if our subscription or something is having an issue, then that's why the start self-driving would be grayed out. But hopefully if it is indeed just our subscription run out, it figures that out pretty quickly.
How do we pay for this? Company registration?
It doesn't sound like it's going well.
No, once again, we're on the stupid app.
Yeah, I know. I've grown to. So it's the other funny thing that I've had happen throughout the course of spending the week with this car is the app that's on your phone and that allows you to use your phone as the key for the car should work pretty seamlessly, but I've had situations where I had to at least launch the app for the car to actually unlock for me rather than just having the phone in my pocket and it working without me launching the app. And then earlier today, I actually had to launch the app, hit controls on the car and unlock it manually because it wouldn't unlock without me doing that. So it's a little inconsistent in my experience so far. Here on this screen, we're seeing that the full self-driving capability shouldn't expire until the end of February. So that theoretically shouldn't be the issue. So
You want to reboot the car?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I've tried walking away from it and key cycling it, but I can try it again.
I think you hold
Both of these
down
guys?
and that
Okay.
reboots the system.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Give that a shot.
You know, in all the things that my old vehicles have done, they've never had a computer glitch.
Yes, well, that's the thing about these new cars, isn't it?
It's a brave new world, Roman.
What if we reboot it? How do you reboot?
Oh,
They come back?
okay, screen's back on. Still remembers where I'm trying to go. So press and hold the brake.
Came back. But
Yeah, so
also
it's allowing me to choose a direction on the touchscreen for I can drive myself, but it'll still not allow self-driving. Oh well, you would have to be buckled
Press
in.
it again. Press it
Here,
again.
yeah,
there's
do
something.
your seat buckle.
Driver not
detected.
Oh, what?
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, well now it's telling us something.
Now we know why it's driver not
Well,
detected.
what do I need to do to get detected? Do I gotta put on some weight? Some more lean mass?
Oh, there it goes.
Okay, it's no longer grayed out. But I think if you're in here and no seatbelt, well, I don't know. But you don't have a seatbelt on.
No, I don't have a seatbelt
So
on.
it's not supposed to work right now. Okay, well, here, we'll say that we got it working.
All right, well, what we figured out was that for some reason the car didn't see that you were in here.
Yeah.
Don't
which
ask me why.
is a mystery to us.
Yeah.
But mystery not solved, but we can move on
Okay.
with our lives and hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Here you
Cool.
go, dude. All right, good luck. We want to
Yes,
stay
thank
at 99%, so that's why we work so hard.
Exactly.
You know, the solution to this case.
Just driving a car, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that always seems to be the easier option.
All right, well, you know, computers have glitches,
Yeah,
and we found one.
I'll let you know if I get home.
All right, good.
Yeah,
If
thanks.
you need me to jump back in, let me know. I'll come.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, so there we go. I click self-driving, and now it's moving. So problem solved, I guess. But the technology, it's impressive. It is definitely not infallible. So I was a little worried that I wasn't going to have anything interesting going on today on day 3 to report. But that was, I don't know if it was interesting. It was a little inconvenient because that took about 20-ish minutes to figure out. but we got there eventually. Now the car's driving and we can continue our testing. So this has been my key situation. So I walk up to the car and it's not letting me in, even though I have my phone right here. So instead, what I have to do is go to my phone, open up the Tesla app, walk up to the car, and this time around it actually did it. But sometimes I've even had to go in and hit controls and actually unlock it manually. So for me, it's been very inconsistent and definitely not any easier than just using a proximity key like the majority of cars use. It is officially day 4 with the Tesla, and it's been a lot of time in this car not doing a whole lot. Obviously I have to pay attention to the road around me, but otherwise pretty bored in here because I'm used to doing the act of actually driving. So I've decided to go into the screen under the advisement of my old coworker Alex Lightman and make some adjustments to Grok, which he showed me how to do because he's very tech savvy, even though I'm not. And now Grok is both unhinged, is the setting for its personality, and NSFW mode, which means it says some unusual things. I'm gonna try just asking it a regular everyday question and see how unhinged it is for that. What's gonna be the weather tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Maricopa, looks like a sunny day. High around 75, low 50. No rain, light winds. Perfect for outside.
Interesting. Well, I'm not in Maricopa, but that was a perfectly normal response from Grok. How about this? Grok, what should I get my fiance for her birthday?
Oh, honey, for her birthday, get her a flip the script.
Oh.
Keeps things spicy.
All right, that's extreme. That's a little intense. Let's try something different. Grok, what should I avoid doing in my boss's car?
Jesus Christ, don't you or fart and pretend it wasn't you. And for driving, unless you want to.
All right, so it's definitely got a different personality now. So you can go through and change quite a few of. I don't even know how to follow that up, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, Grok has been changed. For the better? No. And now I can leave them with some gift. We'll see how long it takes for them to figure out how to change Grok's personality back to what it was. I am so sorry, Cole. You know, this is never what I wanted for you or for me. And yet here we are. Have some B-roll. It's official. The morning of day 5. This is the beginning of the end. It's going to be my last day in the car. And I am kind of celebrating that because that means I get to get back to my routine, which I love. I signed up to do this job because I like driving and I like cars. And it seems like the goal of this car is to have you interact with it and do the task of driving as little as possible. So this feels more appliance-like than maybe any other vehicle I've ever been in. And that's a good thing for a lot of people, but for somebody who loves vehicles, and especially vintage vehicles, this is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum of what I would be interested in, because it is hyper minimalist. Don't even have an instrument cluster. Everything is built into the touchscreen in the center. A lot of your controls are buried into menus, And when I say everything is built into the screen, adjusting your mirrors, opening your glove box, putting it in drive or reverse or park, all of that is built into the center screen. We, as automotive journalists, are almost required to complain when manufacturers build their climate controls into the screen. This leapfrogs that by many, many orders of magnitude. So everything on this car is extremely digital, and it makes for a very empty kind of experience, a very empty interaction. I feel the same way interacting with this car that I feel interacting with my refrigerator, except that I extract a lot more joy from driving than I do with interacting with my refrigerator. So for me, I am excited to get back in my own cars. I shouldn't complain because it's not like I've got a super hard job or a hard life being driven around in a Tesla, but I really enjoy old school cars. That's why everything that I own personally is old. And this is just not the car for me. But it is very impressive. I've no doubt about it. What this car can do is objectively impressive. The most exciting things about being in this car are the novelty of Grok, which can be fun, and the fact that this car can drive itself. It is impressive. But after that novelty kind of wears off, not much else, for me at least, to get excited about. Now look, even though this car is not my personal cup of tea, doesn't mean that it isn't the right vehicle out there for other people. It's not my favorite just because it's kind of numb, it's very digital, and it's not the type of experience I look for as an enthusiast, but there are a lot of things that this car just does objectively well. So yes, it is very impressive, but I also don't like it. That might upset some people, some Tesla fanboys especially. Feel free to type out some very mean comments because I'm not going to read them. Anyways, that's all for this video. We'll see you next time.